dramatic scenes. And then
Such as,
um, often they're kind of rape scenes.
yes.
And so, for instance, one time I was trying to do a past life regression, and then I was led by somebody I know in my childhood home into a room, and then that scene started to play out, and then I screamed no, and I was taken out of the scene, um, and then I haven't been able to.
All right.
Uh,
Do you believe this is something that actually physically happened to you as a child?
no,
Then what is the idea that it symbolizes for you?
the only thing I can think of is some kind of powerlessness.
All right.
Um,
Why do you believe that you are powerless? Where did you learn the idea that you are powerless? And why do you hold on to that idea if that is the resistance that you are experiencing in your attempts to open up your third eye? What are you afraid might happen if you are successful in that?
I'm not sure. I
Well, let's explore that idea. Let us
okay.
say then you go through some kind of exercise or ritual and you are successful in opening up your third eye. What do you imagine is supposed to occur when you do that? What kind of abilities would you then have in your imagination?
In my imagination, I see my whole world opening up on all levels. I feel like
What does that mean? Can you give us a specific example physically of what that means?
physically. Um, oh, you mean in my day to day life?
In other words, you said your whole world would open up. What does that mean? What's an example of your world opening up? What would be happening that's different than what's happening now?
What would happen that is different than happening now is I feel that I would have a stronger sense of self and clarity.
A
Um,
stronger sense of self. What do you have a sense of yourself as now? As powerless, as you said? Powerless to do what? Powerless to follow your passions in life?
yes.
Why do you feel powerless to follow your passions? What are you afraid will happen if you do follow your passions?
Um, I have to admit, I'm actually afraid of being myself.
Because what do you think will happen if you are? What are you afraid will happen if you do?
The only thing I can think of, and it doesn't even completely make any sense to me, is I have this idea that I'm a bad person and that will come out and I have to keep it down.
All right, all right. I will tell you a secret, if I may. Yes?
Sure, sure.
A, you're not a bad person. And B, because you are concerned that you might be a bad person, proves that you're not a bad person, because bad people are never concerned that they might be bad. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you will always check yourself to make sure that you are staying on track in the vibration that you prefer to be in. You wouldn't even consider the idea if you were not a good person. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand?
Yes, that makes sense.
So there is really nothing to worry about, because you can always take the time to check to make sure that what you are putting out is the best possible energy with the best possible intention. So since you are constantly willing to check yourself to make sure you are not doing something negative, then you have the opportunity to realize that that check and balance system within your consciousness will prevent you from really doing something negative. And even if you mistake something and wind up doing something that might be considered negative, you will correct yourself. You will course correct as you go. And these are the lessons you will learn in life. And this is the process that you've agreed to go through to learn lessons and stay on course as to the true being that you are. Yes?
Yes.
And that's okay. That's okay. There is no judgment in this except the judgment you heap upon yourself. You're not judged by all that is. You're going through experiences. You are aware that you're going through experiences where you might make some mistakes or do things you don't prefer to do. And you are willing to course correct yourself and learn the lessons that bring you back to center. Yes?
Yes.
Then don't worry about it. Just move forward knowing that you have this course correction mechanism firmly planted in your consciousness, that you will always pay attention to what you're doing and that you will do your best. And that's all that you can do. Yes?
Yes.
Are you a little bit more relaxed about this?
Yes.
That's a hesitant yes.
I
Are you still not sure that you will course correct? Why are you so worried that you will be a bad person? Who taught you that you are a bad person?
Because of...
Or at the very least, that you're not necessarily a good person. Who taught you this?
My mom.
All right.
She told me I wasn't.
Do you understand that that's her fear about herself? And that she's just projecting it on you? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I feel guilty about the things I did as a child.
Such as?
I wasn't always the nicest to my siblings. And
all right. And why do you
listening.
feel guilty about it? Because you know it's not the vibration you prefer. Therefore, again, the guilt is simply an indication that you're checking yourself. You know that that's not the vibrational state that you prefer to be in. That's not the vibration that is true for you. But you have to let go of the guilt to learn the lesson that you've already learned. That's not your preferred vibration. Otherwise, you're just stuck in the vibration that you don't prefer because you keep choosing to feel guilty. So fine, that's not how you now wish to behave from this point forward. Let go of the fact that you need to keep feeling that guilt because otherwise you won't move forward. You won't learn the lesson.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, that makes sense.
That makes sense. I know it does. That's why I said it.
Thank you.
Does this help?
Will letting go of the guilt allow me more access to my third eye?
Of course. Do you think that guilt is part of the idea of opening up your third eye?
No.
All right. Then open the door and understand that, again, even if you make what you typically call a mistake, you now know you don't have to feel guilty about it because you're willing to learn the lesson that helps you bring yourself back into alignment. This is all karma is. Karma, in its original intention, is called action. And it means you just take the actions once you recognize you might be out of balance to bring yourself back into balance. That's it. That's all karma is that recognition that you're out of balance and a willingness to bring yourself back into balance. It's not about guilt. It's not about punishment. It's not about retribution or revenge or anything like that. It's not about self-judgment. It's about recognizing that you are learning things and that what you are learning is something you can apply in the way that you prefer to, so that you can move forward and not anchor yourself to the past. You've learned the lesson. Move on.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Or will that do?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Do you have any suggestions on being more confident, being oneself?
I just gave you all those suggestions.
Okay.
Because look at it this way as a paradox. You think you're not confident, but you're confident that you're not confident. So you're using your confidence to pretend you're not confident. It's not that you don't have confidence. It's that you're using your confidence in a negative way to pretend that you're not confident, because you're very confident about the fact that you're not confident.
Oh.
See the paradox?
Yes.
So it's not that you lack confidence. It's that you are confident that you lack confidence. So choose something else to be confident about.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yes?
Oh, can I ask one more question?
That was a question. I guess you need to ask another one then.
In my dreams, I always dream of being in someone else's home. Is there a way I can dream of being in my own home?
You're not at home in yourself yet.
Okay.
When you take to heart all the things we've just discussed, you will find yourself in your own home, metaphorically speaking.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Also, do you have any exercises or way of recognizing direct feeling of source?
No, don't worry about that right now. Just take to heart what we've already talked about. You'll find your way and you will have the experiences you need to have. Just relax.
Okay.
Don't be desperate and don't believe you're missing something. Just move forward in the way that we've discussed. All right? Everything will fall into place.
Thank you.
Relax. Enjoy. Good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was just curious if there's, like, should we go outside and meditate in nature? Should we, just looking at opportunities to make that happen and maybe have a connection with the other group conscious people who are also interested in doing the same. Thanks, Bashar.
All you're saying is that you're following your passion by choosing to do so if that's what seems most exciting to you. And by following your passion, you are following the formula, as long as you don't forget all the other points of following the formula. And by doing so, that's what increases the probability of open contact and raises the vibration of light in your reality to go from third density to fourth density physical reality experiences. That's all there is to it. Follow the formula. It doesn't leave anything important out.
Okay.
Good day.
I'm so excited.
Good day. Good day.
So excited to speak to you, Bashar.
And you as well. Good day.
Good day. I have 3 questions for you.
Yes.
My first one is, there were these beings that contacted me in a dream state, and I got the feeling or the sound of Lithians. They were almost kangaroo-like individuals. Can you tell me anything about them?
Not at this time.
Okay. All right. Next question. I was living in Hawaii for a few years, and this happened 3 times to me. This entity or being came into my bed, and it I felt it lay behind me, and after that it wrapped its arms around me, and it gets kind of confusing because I was confused that the first time it happened whether I was dreaming or whether it was really happening. And when I felt its arms around me, it felt kind of hairy, spiky, to a sense. The first time I felt kind of a little bit scared and didn't know what it was or didn't know how to react. By the third time it happened, to make it short, I was tired and I spoke to it and I said, I'm tired. I can't really, I don't know if I said I can't really fight you or try to struggle. And I just let it go. And after that, it didn't happen anymore.
Yes. So for the purpose of allowing you to learn to let go and not struggle with the idea of making connections to other beings that you have made agreements to make connections with, it was in that sense a brief exercise to allow you to know that there is no reason to fear and that you can let go, and that letting go is the proper vibration to live your life in, so that whatever really needs to happen can happen more automatically, more effortlessly.
Wow. I love you, Bashar. I'm going to be 50 years old this Earth cycle, and I just feel like a champ.
All right, congratulations. Is there a third question?
Yes. The next question is, Willa Hilla Christian is 700 years in the future. I was wondering one day, how far can you perceive what we call the future? Can you perceive it? Can you see it 700 years past that? Past?
To some degree we can. Again, it depends upon the purpose. The idea is that we understand that in about 1,000 of your years, humanity will have become the sixth hybrid race. And in a sense, overall, you will be done with the idea of incarnating on Earth. As the sixth hybrid race, you will blend with the other five to become the seventh hybrid race, which will usher in a 100,000 year piece in the idea of your quadrant of the galaxy.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. Those are my 3 questions, Bashar. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you, and I love you so much.
Our unconditional love to you as well. Aveo.
Aveo.
Greetings, Bashar. My name is Georgette Correa from Atlanta, Georgia. I had an experience in which I astral traveled, and I was with a being of light who she and I, say she, no gender, but she and I were levitated, and we were telepathically communicating. And I remembered only one line: "You'll know everything you need to know when you need to know it." And she said that because as I was being drawn back to my physical form, I started to forget. And I could literally see a veil closing in front of me as I was being pulled to my physical body. Who was that? What was that all about? Thank you.
It's your spirit guide. You have an astral experience with your spirit guide, reminding you of exactly that. You have this ability, you have this power, you have the ability to move forward. And by simply going back into the physical reality, you symbolized it as literally the closing of a veil. It's an interpretation of densification of energy and crystallization back into the physical reality level of consciousness. So it's just a way of interpreting going into a denser vibration. But that was your spirit guide, giving you a little bit of an astral education.
Bashar.
Good day.
I am very grateful to have another opportunity to interact with you. Thank you for making yourself available in this way.
It is our passion and our pleasure. What would you like to discuss?
I would like to test the information that I could channel for a friend regarding his abduction experience. I don't care if I'm right, but I care about being of help to him. And so this is what he experienced in his own words. I saw a 5.5 foot tall insectoid being with 4 antennae, 2 from its head, 2 from its cheeks. It was dark brown, black in color, had huge eyes, and somehow sent coercive energy to make me comply through the antennae. In an interview, he describes to find himself in a cave where there are also humanoid-looking beings and where he's looking at a vast array of screens that all played different androgynous images that were very vibrant in color and that were moving very fast from right to left. He was receiving information from the vertices between these fast-moving images. Could you please help him make sense of this and tell us what the scar from his encounter, which sometimes changes color, represents?
Yes. You are looking at a point in the history of the Greys, before they became the Greys, where they had understood they needed to become the Greys, mutate themselves in that way in order to reclaim their heritage and allow their culture to be perpetuated, whereupon they hired what most people on your planet refer to as the mantis beings, the insect-like beings, to be the overseers of this program of hybridization that would allow their culture to survive. But at a certain point, they were underground in what you call tunnels and caves to protect themselves from the damage they had caused on the surface of their planet, their version of Earth, in another reality, and were now at this point in what you have perceived, deciding exactly how to move forward, how they were going to change themselves, how they were going to become a unified hive mind, in a sense, becoming somewhat androgynous, losing certain abilities so they could regain certain abilities in the creation of the hybrids, such as my civilization. This is what you were perceiving as that moment in their history.
Thank you.
Yes.
Us interacting with each other is building this beautiful container for unity consciousness on this planet. I find myself in the state of loving it and of integrating my divine masculine and divine feminine, my reptilian and my Pleiadian, my Orion and Sirian aspects, balancing the two brain hemispheres and evolving the global mind.
Yes.
I am what I am, and I love it. I don't do time wars. Life is too precious not to live in alignment with creation. And my question and request is there anything that the Interstellar Federation would maybe please like to share with the Move On Symposium this year, which is titled Aliens, Friend or Foe?
What you are always interacting with are friends. There are no foes around you, none that can reach you. The idea to understand is that there is a high probability, above 90%, of a major contact event happening somewhere around your year of 2026 and 2027. That will change everything, and the way you look at life and the way you connect to the stars. So be prepared for the idea of an upliftment of vibration, a recognition of awareness and awakening to the idea that you are part of a galactic family, which is imminent, not too far away.
Thank you very much, Bashar. Thank you.
It is our passion and our pleasure. Aveo.
Aveo.